Hi everybody, Ellen here. I am moving in less than 2 weeks. I'm moving in together with my boyfriend, so I'm moving to an apartment, and I don't really feel like bring along all of the books I do have, because I feel like a lot of them I won't reread anytime soon, and there's some books I don't really feel like reading anymore, and then there's some books I really didn't like, so I don't want to bring them with me. So this kind of resulted in a massive freaking unhaul, and as of right now I don't know if this one is my biggest yet, because I haven't actually counted the books, but you know, looking at my bed, it kind of hurt my bookish heart a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to unhaul these books. I'm going to show them to you, tell you guys if I've read it or not, and why I'm unhauling it, because you know, that might be interesting to know. And also, like, you can't really tell that much on my shelf right now, because the most of the unhaul damage is down below, and there's just a lot of it empty ass space, and it looks terrible. But we're gonna be strong, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make it through, and then we're gonna donate some books. We have State of Sorrow by Melinda Salisbury. This is a book I got in an owl crate or a fairy loot, I'm not really sure, and I do love the cover because it looks so beautiful, but the premise doesn't really interest me, and I don't see myself picking this one up anytime soon. But like I said, it has a beautiful cover and it is signed, so I mean, it will go to a very lucky new owner. Bakom din rygg by Sofie Sarenbrant. I actually bought the sort of exclusive edition with the silver edges, and it's also signed, but I don't really read a lot of crime novels anymore, and when I do read them, it's usually because they're review books, and I don't really feel like I'm really interested in reading it, and I've heard a little bit so about what people think about it, and this one might shock you guys a little bit. But this is Silkesmasken by Robert Galbraith, and or how you pronounce that. But as you may know, J.K. Rowling also writes under a pseudonym, and this happens to be it. So this is actually book 2 in this series, and I picked it up because it was on sale like a year, 2 years ago. But after doing so, I realized that they don't have the first book in hardcover in Swedish, so that just annoyed me too much. So I'm unhauling these, and if I ever do repurchase a physical copy again, then I want them to be matching in English. I feel like in this pile I happen to grab a lot of books I haven't read. So we have 2 books in the same series. So we have Min fantastiska väninna by Elena Ferrante, and we have Hennes nya namn by Elena Ferrante. These are also 2 books I have not read. I've heard great things about them, but not really my genre. I don't really read a lot of these type of books. Another one that might be a little bit shocking, but this is Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I got this one in my YA Chronicles box, but the entire reason why I bought that one was because I wanted the signed bookplate. But I do have a hardcover of this book, and the rest of the series I have is in hardcover as well, so I don't really need a paperback edition, you know, too. A lot of Sarah Dessen here actually, which I have read and I really did enjoy, but I just don't need to have them in physical copies. So we have Blunda och hoppa by Sarah Dessen. Du glömde säga hej då by Sarah Dessen. Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen. We have some Leslie Pierce books, and we have Förlåt mig, Bells löfte, Belle, and Elizabeth. And I've read all of these books. I really did enjoy them, but I don't really see myself rereading them anytime soon. And then we have Jag saknar dig by Peter Pohl and Kina Keith. I feel like, have I read it once? It's enough. We have This Shattered World by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is actually a trilogy. I've only read the first book, and I think this one is the second one, but I didn't really love the first book. I think I gave it like 3 stars or something like that, and these books are supposed to follow different characters each time, and I mean, the covers are beautiful, and I'm unhauling the other 2 as well, but I don't really know where they went. But so I feel a little bit that I haven't read this one. I'm unhauling it, but just don't see myself reading it anytime soon, because I just thought the first book was kind of I have a book I actually have read, and that is Sky in the Deep by Adrian Young. I really enjoyed this one. I really liked it, but I don't see myself reading it anytime soon, so away it goes. And we have Playground by Lars Kepler. Read it. It's a thriller. I know what happens, so I don't really see myself rereading it because I don't really reread thrillers and crime novels and stuff like that. We have one of the first series I ever finished when I actually started to read a little bit more. So I think this is like the second series I ever finished besides Harry Potter. So this is The Hunger Games. So we have Hungerspelen, Jesus, Fatta Eld and Revolt. These are the books in Swedish. I freaking hate the covers because there's some faces on it and then just some weird crap around it. I love the series, I love the movies, but I hate these covers so much. And I have read this series, I don't know, like 3 times I think. But if I do reread them, and I will, I want to have them in English. We have another gorgeous cover which breaks my heart to give away, but you know, it's gonna happen. So it's Beyond the Darkened Shore by Jessica Leek. I really enjoyed this one. I really like the characters and the storyline and everything like that. The cover is gorgeous and it's signed, but I just don't see myself reading it, which is the answer to a lot of these books. But we're gonna have to say goodbye. And we have Mörkrets Hjärta by Joseph Conrad. This is supposed to be a classic, I believe. Haven't read it. Don't really see myself reading it. Wicked Like a Wildfire by Lana Popovich. Love the cover, but it's magical realism and I really don't have any interest in that whatsoever. And I mean, it's a little bit shame because it's gorgeous and it's signed, but I just never see myself reading this because I really I'm not a fan of magical realism. The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding. I did make a book recommendation for Spooky Reads where this was a part of the video. I really did enjoy it. I really do want to read book 2, which I think is out. I don't know, or it's supposed to be out soon or something. But I really do want to read book 2, but I don't feel like I need to own physical copies of it. So I think I will just read it as ebooks instead. Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst. Read it, really enjoyed it. It's about magical powers. There's a girl falling in love with a girl even though she's technically engaged to the girl's brother. It's very much a lot of intrigues. I really did enjoy it and I'm a little bit sad to see it go. Red Nation by Justina Ireland, another book I recommended for the Spooky Reads book recommendation. I really did enjoy it. It's really creepy, it's really gory, but I don't really see myself rereading it anytime soon because I mean I know what's going to happen, so I'm just gonna let it go. The School for Good and Evil by Suman Shinani. I read it, did enjoy it, but not as much as I had anticipated, and I don't really see myself reading it in a physical copy at least, so I'm unhauling this. 3 Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. Hated it. It was so slow and nothing happened. I really didn't like the plot or the characters or anything, so I don't even know why it's still here. I should have thrown it in the garbage right after I read it because I really didn't like this book. We have 2 books in the same series. So we have Anna och den franska kyssen by Stephanie Perkins and Lola och pojken huset bredvid by Stephanie Perkins. Really enjoyed these books, but they're horrible Swedish covers. And if I do reread them, which I do want to, I'll either get them as ebooks or I'll buy them in, you know, the pretty English, you know, editions, because these are terrible. Library of Greek Mythology by Polydorus, and this is a new translation by Robin Hard. I read it because I love Greek mythology and I find it really fascinating, but I found this one was a little bit too heavy and hard to like keep track of. And Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I love the cover and it hurts to see it go, and it also beautiful end papers and it's signed, but I don't really think I'm going to reread it, so it's gotta go. I feel like I'm being really harsh with this unhaul, but let's face it, I need to have space for new beautiful books that I really love. So then we have Dear Fractured Light by Emmy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is like the most beautiful cover like ever, and it really hurts to unhaul it when I haven't even read it. And I think like a few of you guys might know the feeling to unhaul a book that is beautiful that you haven't read. But I don't know. It's been on my shelf for almost a year now and I haven't even thought the idea of picking it up. So I think it needs to go. I might read it as an ebook later on, but yeah, I don't really need to keep this. Mönstersticket för små monster by Niria Kigai. So I bought this one like 5 years ago or something, and I was supposed to learn how to knit, like, again, but it just never happened. And if I ever do start knitting like kids stuff, then I'll just learn off the internet, because I don't really need this. And now we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Haven't read it, and I know that Jamie's going to make me read it, so I'll just get it as an ebook in that case, if she still try to convince me to do it. But I don't like books about fae. They drive me nuts. What is the hype about fae? I don't get it. But yeah, this one is signed, so I mean, people will say I'm crazy, but I don't care. A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. Read this, it's really well written, and I love the characters and the storyline. It's really hard topics that are brought up in this one, but I don't really see myself rereading it, but I really did enjoy it. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Read it, didn't really enjoy it that much. It got kind of slow towards the middle and then just kept on being slow, so this is going to get a new home. 2 books by the same author, which is Everything Everything and The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. Read them, or really did enjoy them, but I don't really see myself reading them, and if I do change my mind, I'll just get them as ebooks. News Blues by Christina Olsen. This is actually the first book in a crime novel kind of thing, and I only bought it because the main character is named the exact same thing as my twin sister, which I thought was hilarious. I really did enjoy reading it, but I'm never going to reread it, so I don't really see the point in having it on my shelf anymore. Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner. Read this, really enjoyed it, and I love the fact that she's like a deaf main character, and that she does tags, and that you get to learn a little bit sign language with the help of some pictures. So you get to learn some signs, and I really did enjoy it, but I don't really think I'm going to reread it. Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. Another Fairloot book, I believe, so it is signed. I tried to read a chapter of this one for try a chapter tag once, but then it's never continued on with it, and now Jamie's gonna be mad at me, but you know, a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. But I'm unhauling Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I read it, I thought it was I gave it 3 stars, I believe. It's a little bit shame because it's gorgeous and it's signed, but I don't think I'm gonna reread it. A few classics that I have read, I thought they were quite alright, but I didn't love them, so I'm gonna unhaul them. And the first one is Frankenstein by Marie Shelley, Sköna Nya Värld by Aldous Huxley, Dr. Glas by Hjalmar Söderberg. Books that I just don't want to have in these editions, and language. So we have The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, Gyllene Sonen by Pierce Brown. I have book 1 somewhere too. And now we have Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Saka Townsend. Really did enjoy this, love the cover, really wanted to read book 2, but do I need a physical copy of it? I didn't love it as much as I thought I would, or hoped I would, so I'm just Läs din vrede upphör by Åsa Larsson. I don't really read a lot of crime novels anymore, so I'm gonna unhaul these. And now we have another book that I bought in the wrong edition I have actually repurchased, but that is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and I just don't want to read this book. I want to repurchase in another edition, like hardcover, but that is Solveig by Conny Gulden, which is book 2, I believe, in Rosornas krig. 2 books in the same duology that will make you like scream. But I'm unhauling Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. If you have seen my book haul a couple of months back, then you know I repurchased these in hardcovers. They're actually right here behind me. So these are not the same height, and it bugs me out of my mind, and I love these books so much that I just needed to have them in hardcover. And I mean, this way someone else gets to enjoy them, and hopefully someone will get them and read them and love them just as much as I do and everybody else that seem to do. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I want to repurchase this in hardcover in the new Parody editions, and I don't really like this cover that much, so I'm gonna repurchase it. And then we have the last book I had in my try chapter tag, and I've unhauled the other 2. And this one is Roar by Cora Cormac, and I'm not going to read it because it doesn't interest me. Amber in the Ashes by Sabbath here. This one does not match my other editions, and I don't really like this cover, but I do love the book, so I'm going to repurchase this one. And now we have Frostblood by Ellie Blake. I don't need this in physical copy, and I haven't read it. Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. Haven't read it, but I didn't love the first book enough that I feel like I need to continue on with it. Dumpling by Julie Murphy, haven't read it. Truth Witch, oh, I almost said Truth Bitch. But this is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, read it, moving on. Replica by Lauren Oliver, read it, liked it, not gonna reread it. The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones, alt crit book, signed, doesn't interest me at all, not gonna read it. Someone Like You by Sarah Dessen, read it, enjoyed it, don't really need a physical copy. Charlie by Leslie Pierce, haven't read it because it's huge and it scares me. I really do love her books, but I don't need it in a physical copy. Carol Chase by Leslie Pierce, really good, not gonna reread it. Georgia by Leslie Pierce, read it, not gonna reread it. Stolen by Leslie Pierce, read it, not gonna reread it. Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, read it, really enjoyed it, but it's the ugly cover and I want a new cover, which I ordered, but Adlibris can't freaking deliver on what they say it's on the picture. They give you the old covers. I hate it. I want the ones that match the other two I have, so I'm gonna need repurchases and I'm not gonna do it from their page. Just saying. Tara by Leslie Pierce, I haven't read it, I think. I don't even know anymore, but I'm not gonna reread it or have it as a physical copy anymore. But We Meet Again by Leslie Pierce, haven't read it, not going to right now. And then we have Dreamland by Sarah Dessen. Really did like this, not one of my favorites, but I'm not gonna need it in a physical copy. We have The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, liked it, didn't love it, don't know if I'm going to continue on with the series, but I don't need this. Angle by Rainbow Rowell, read it, liked it, not gonna reread. Rött Uppror by Pierce Brown, don't want to read it in Swedish, so I might repurchase this in English or I'll just read the ebook. Min mormor hälsar sig förlåt by Fredrik Backman. This one kind of hurts a little bit. I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I kind of hated the main character, but I love Fredrik Backman, so that's why it hurts. But I don't need to keep a book I didn't love, so this is going to go. I'm sorry, Backman. Don't Die My Life by Lorraine McDaniel. I've had this book for years and years and years. I really loved it when I read it, but I don't really see myself reading it anytime soon, so I'm gonna get rid of it. And now we have Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett. Read it, it's signed, really enjoyed it, but I don't really think I'm gonna reread it. Wicked and the Divine by Gillian McKelvey, Wilson and Cowles. Read it, hated it, didn't get it, and I don't need to keep this. The Song of Achilles by Mila Miller, read it, really enjoyed it, not gonna read it. Unga Kvinnor by Louisa May Alcott, really enjoyed this one, but if I ever do read it, I want to do it in English, and also I want the matching cover of the books I already have from the different classics. You know, the one with the pretty green cover with flowers, so I don't need to keep this one. We have Geekorella by Ashley Poston, read it, enjoyed it, not gonna reread. Förr eller senare exploderar jag by John Green, read it, liked it, not gonna reread. 2 Agatha Christie books, we have 13 vid bordet and Ett mord annonseras, read it, enjoyed them, not gonna reread. We have Legend by Mary Lou. I don't really feel like I need to have this trilogy in physical copies. I think I'm gonna continue on with the series, but I just don't need the physical copy. And now we have These Broken Stars, read it, thought it was kind of meh and slow, so I'm not gonna reread it. And then we have Amish Grace, How Forgiveness Transcended Tragedy by Donald B. Craybill, Stephen M. Nolt, David L. Weaver Searcher. Read it, found it really, really fascinating, but I don't really see like how this is a book that you will reread. But if you haven't read it, you definitely should because it's fascinating. Unbecoming a Martyr, The Evolution of Murder, and The Retribution of Murder by Michelle Hodkins. This is another trilogy that I actually recommended for you guys for the spooky reads, but I read them, I really did enjoy them, but I don't really see myself rereading them because I know the mystery behind it all, so I don't really see like how I find it as enjoyable the second time around, which is why I'm unhauling these. So this one really, really hurts, but it's Witchwood by Tahira Mafi. Love the covers, like one of the most beautiful covers ever, but I just thought it was kind of average, so I don't really think I'm going to reread it, and it hurts so bad because it's so gorgeous. I want to have like this on a poster like on my entire wall, but it hurts to let it go, but I have to. We have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. For some reason I have 2 copies. And we have I dina ögon by Sarah Dessen. Liked it, not gonna read it. Rosie by Leslie Pierce. Liked it, not gonna read. We have 4 out of the like 5 billion Pretty Little Liars books. So we have Pretty Little Liars, Flawless, Perfect, and Unbelievable by Sarah Shepard. Read them, enjoyed them until I got to like the 9th book. I realized there was going to be more, so I don't really need these anymore. The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. We have City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, and City of Fallen Angels. I have read the first 3 and I'm going to continue on with the series for sure, but I don't really like these covers anymore, and I know there's newer, prettier, so I might read them as ebooks or I might repurchase them in the new beautiful covers. Lift Dance Guide to Galaxian by Douglas Adams. Read it. Didn't really get it, but it was like the first sci-fi book I ever did read, but I don't really see myself reading it, so I'm giving it away. Then we have Lasse Majs Besynnerliga Äventyr by, I don't even know because there's no author's name, but I'm not gonna read it. Gillian Flynn with Gone Girl. Read it, really liked it, even though I was spoiled on the ending, but I don't really see myself reading it because it's a thriller and I don't really read those. Then we have Ole Dole by M.J. Arledge. Really good book, but it's a crime novel, so I'm not going to read it. Lotus Blues by Christina Olsson. Same thing with the fact that the main character's name is the exact same thing as my twin sisters, which is why I read it. Really enjoyed it, but it's a crime novel, not going to read. The School for Good and Evil. A World Without Princess by Sumaya Shainani. Read the first book, but I haven't read this one, but I don't really think I'm going to reread. I don't really think I'm going to read the physical copy, so if I do like decide to continue on with it, I'm going to read the ebooks. Blue Little Little Blue by Maggie Seawater and The Dream Thieves by Maggie Seawater. For some reason I purchased these even though I thought that the first book was just meh, so I might continue on with the series. I haven't really decided because I know there's a huge hype about these books, but I don't think that I need physical copies, even though this cover is beautiful, but you know, I'm gonna go read these. And then we have Alto Lite Till by Sarah Dessen. Read it, enjoyed it, not gonna read. Oh my god, I've been filming for like 40 minutes and I've barely said anything about any of the books. And I'm kind of dying. Both in here but also up here, and my voice is cracked. So yeah, I think I'm gonna count how many books this is because that's a shitload, and I'm pretty sure there's more than 100, but I don't really know how many. So we're gonna count it. So I just counted and it kind of killed me, but I'm unhauling 106 books. Definitely the biggest book unhaul I've ever done, and it's just, I'm unhauling so many books that I haven't read, and that kind of hurts because I know how much money this is and how many years it's taken me to collect all of these books, and yeah, it's a struggle. But as you understand, I mean, you're not gonna do a thumbnail because that would kill me, like literally kill me. So you know, we just gotta call this quits. But yeah, if you enjoyed watching this video, or if it made you cringe or not, just give me some thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever you feel like. And also don't forget to comment down below if you have read any of these books and if you think I'm crazy for not hauling them. It won't change my opinion about it, but you know, it's still interesting to know. But yeah, I hope you like this video, and I hope we see each other in the next one. Bye!